Yo, 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 yo. What it do? It is RB22, episode 52 of Texas Ring of Fire. Got Harry to my left, and it's Bro Migo down here. Dallas, man, I thought they were going to do it. I really did. I thought they were through already. But man, Messi, he's crazy. He's crazy. So, Leagues Cup, a lot to talk about in Leagues Cup, a lot. Houston also man, they looked nice. They looked like they were gonna push through also, and
2 minutes,
oh,
dude. Two
they they
minutes.
they
Houston looked like
bottled.
it? Nah, man. They kind
Yeah,
of
they
did.
did.
Not really. Not really. Not my opinion.
Throughout the game, I was watching. They were creating chances. They looked nice, man. They looked like they were gonna do it. But we'll get into it. Jose, the baby, how are things going at home, man? How
Good,
are things
bro.
going with the little one?
Good, man. He's actually doing really well. I'm actually surprised. It's been good. He's chilling. He's hanging out. Watching games now with the old man, which is awesome. Yeah, bro. I really can't complain right now. I'm living in dreamland with how busy other things are. So he's loving every bit of life right now.
That's good to hear, man. I'm happy for y'all. I'm sure it
Thanks,
could be
brother.
stressful, especially with goals, the Netflix of soccer going on.
There's a lot of exciting stuff going on there. So yeah, bro.
There's a lot. Women's World Cup, man. Riley James, he covered it pretty well though, dude. So you can't knock him.
Yeah, bro. And let's not get into the Women's World Cup, man. I'm still bitter about how we went out. It was
Yeah, it
I
was
got up
tough.
at 4 a.m. for that game. It was rough, bro. It was rough.
I woke up just in time. To see PKs. Honestly, I'm not gonna cap.
Bro, the
Harry,
whole game we dominated. But anyway, Harry can tell you about it.
But
how
isn't
you doing,
that
my guy?
doing all right? But how the U.S. women's team went out, isn't that a perfect view of how they performed? Like a millimeter and they're out. Just it's.
I feel like they actually had their best game of the tournament that day.
They did.
And I feel like had they actually taken Portugal that seriously, we wouldn't even face Sweden. And now we're here.
I will say, to me, the story of the World Cup, yeah, it sucks, as USA fans that the U.S. women's national team's out. But the growth of the game, dude, it's I know we say, hey, this is the first time that they've been out this early. Well, there's a reason for that because there wasn't that depth at the World Cup, and this is an expanded World Cup as well from previous. So to me, that's I know a lot of people want to look at the negative of the U.S. women's national team, but if you look at it on the macro level, dude, Europe's looking strong. Africa performed well. Asia performed well. CONCACAF with Jamaica, I think, stepped up and surprised people.
Reggae girls are good.
U.S. and Canada probably disappointed a little bit for CONCACAF, I think you'd say.
Yeah, but you also had other disappointments elsewhere too, like Germany.
Correct.
Big disappointment. Yeah, I think I agree with you wholeheartedly here. Like at the macro level, which is hard for me to see because I'm competitive as shit. I think it's massive for the women's game. I hate watching my teams lose. I fucking hate it, especially when I get up at 4 a.m. Right? I went to bed with the little one at like I don't know 1 o'clock maybe 1:30. And I was like, all right, you know what? I this is gonna be worth it because we're gonna beat Sweden because we lost them at the Olympics. It's gonna be a revenge match, and not even losing in a shootout after dominating a game, but bro, the shot that went in to trickle in at the end, it was just like kick me while I'm down, bro. Just it was heartbreaking.
Let me ask you something. Do you pop one open at 4 a.m. and drink, or do you not?
That's a great question. I actually have a system for that. I think I'll do like a first half coffee, second half beer type of guy.
Okay.
Yeah, that's regardless of the hour. It could be 5 a.m., whatever. Like first half coffee, second half beer. That way, I feel like I wasn't a degenerate from the very start of the game. But yeah, I don't mind, bro. Like I used to actually love going to pubs for some of the early morning prem games. And yeah, I mean it's tradition. You just get a full breakfast and a beer.
Especially with it being over in Europe. Those early matches sometimes they could be early as hell. So
Hell yeah! I mean, Arsenal this weekend is at 6 a.m. or 6:30, so I'll be right there on that side of that coin, bro. I'll be coffee first half, beer second half.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So
Your beer. Cheers to you guys.
Cheers, man.
cheers. So getting into it, man, we have Leagues Cup, and it's been a great Leagues Cup. I've been loving it. We have Miami. They beat Orlando and went on so they can play Dallas. And they played Dallas because Dallas beat Mazatlan. We talked about it a little bit last week, but didn't really talk about it. Touch base. I think it was just finishing up.
Yeah.
Dallas, Miami. I mean, those tickets went for a crazy amount of money. Crazy amount of money. Jose, I asked you. I asked like 2 or 3 people. I'm not gonna lie. I was like, if I could get them for a good price, I'll go. I will go. But no way I'm gonna spend $250. Let alone what some people did spend. I'm not gonna say any names, but I have a friend that spent 2,000 over 2 grand.
Whoa.
I'll be honest,
And,
boys. I'll be honest, bro.
bro.
I almost dropped 2K. I almost went into serious debt over this man coming to Dallas. I don't know, bro. I kind of see the point. The way I figured it was worst case scenario. I can resell for $1,000 a piece or like whatever, right? And people will buy them. But I haven't been shot down that many times since like high school. I think I must have tried to purchase tickets 8 times in a row. I counted every single time inventory wasn't updating fast enough, so I was just getting shot down every single time. Pick these seats, nope. Pick these seats, nope. It was maddening, bro. But
Yeah.
Cheapest for $300, and those went, I think, in like 30 seconds.
Quick,
And
quick,
from there, I mean, bro, you were paying anywhere from
couldn't even
600
check out.
to $1,200. Yeah, you couldn't.
That's
you
what I
couldn't.
heard. You couldn't even check out.
It was wild, man. I had someone help me get to the front of the queue, and it didn't even matter.
Messi mania.
Yeah,
Messi mania.
it was bad.
So that went down. Kudos to the guys that were able to make it, right? Like badass, dude. You got to see
Yeah.
Messi in Dallas. Let alone it's Frisco, right? But Dallas, it's in Dallas.
Yeah.
But just so crazy, dude. Surreal kind of moment for a lot of people. Who would have ever thought that Messi would be here in Texas playing soccer and doing what he did? So let's get into the game. The match, bro. It's let me see. Let me pull it up real quick.
Yeah, I mean, I'll talk about it really fast with the
Okay, yeah, go
lineups.
ahead.
I mean, I think the way that I would so first off, we came out strong. Okay, so I mean, solely the lineup before any ball is kicked, we came out strong. I think we had a good lineup: Farfan, Ibiaga, Roca, Leggett, Quignon, Velasco, Obrion. Dude, before we go and Camungo Ferreira, before we go too far into this, Velasco had the game of the year. We're gonna say this right now: his game
Yes.
of the season by far. The best I've seen.
It was Ronaldo versus Messi. No.
Bro, dead ass. I feel like he was treating it that way because I not that I haven't seen this man ball like that. It's just that I haven't seen it really this season. Last season, I feel like he was this type of winger, this type of attacker, would try to take control of games this way. I haven't really seen it, even with the absence of Ferreira or Areola. So,
bro, and that was with the Messi goal in the 6th minute. Jordi Alba. Iconic.
That, bro, I've seen that goal 10,000 times. Like it's
iconic, bro.
It is classic Jordi Alba.
Oh, I saw it one time too.
Yeah,
one specific time.
We all remember that game. But it was, bro, that now Classico was insane. But in terms of like just watching that connection, it's crazy how fast they haven't played together in 18 months, and like it's
not long.
Yeah, well, still like a year and a half, right? Or not 2 years, 2 years, and then Jordy flies into Miami for a week, gets some training, shows up in Dallas, and boom, they're right back where they left off, bro. It was crazy. So, but with that said, we not only get the equalizer, bro. Camungo's goal. So Fasu's goal, the first one, the equalizer, the first time hit, loved it. Left-footed, defensive mid, scoring that goal, amazing. But Bernie's receiving the ball from Ferreira, cutting it from his left to right, getting around the center backs, and then finishing. That's wild. And his story is already a crazy one, but I think that entire play,
it was nice.
It was beautiful, man. I all it took was the greatest player of all time to come to Frisco for our team to play like this. That's all I kept telling myself. That's all it took was for Messi to show up. Because man, now Dallas fans have a taste of this. Right, we have a taste of what it's like to be a truly attacking team, not scared of the opponent, not playing passive, just courageous football. I loved watching every minute of it. Now, with that said, the bad was I don't know how Farfan puts that own goal in. I still watch it back to this day, and I have no idea how he puts it in. None. Like
it looks like he like tried to score a golazo.
Bro, he wanted the Messi assist. I guarantee you, he wanted the Messi assist. Like he's just like, dude, this is once in a lifetime opportunity. I'm gonna put this in. It is what it is.
Right.
Like, bro, how do you hit it straight like that when you're trying to clear? I have no idea.
He cocked his head back
because he was trying to go over the crossbar, right?
Yeah, I see.
Or maybe play it back, or play it back to him.
No, I don't think.
I don't know.
It was coming too quickly. Like, there's no way he could play it back. But I think he was trying to clear it over.
He was trying to clear it over the crossbar, but
bro, he finished it better than a striker. Yeah, he that was a perfect finish. Like, if you're a forward on the other team, bro, you're applauding that every day of the week. And then, bro, it's scripted, right? How scripted is it that Messi gets that free kick, makes it 4-4? You just can't make that shit up. You couldn't write a better storyline. And then, you know, you go into PKs, and when we go into PKs, I already knew. Like at that point, I was like, it's done. If we win this, it'd be amazing, but it's done. And
Messi just
Paxton's
has that
PK.
that luck.
I don't understand Paxton's PK because he looks like he just ran up. He didn't take any time. And yeah, I feel bad for the guy. Don't get me wrong, but just dude, he just skied it.
Maybe he never practices PKs. Maybe he just thought it's as simple as 12 yards away. You just go up and smack it. I don't know, but it wasn't even close. It reminded me of the Harry Kane penalty kick in the Euros for England, where he just skies it and it feels like it left the stadium. That's how Paxton's shot felt.
But I didn't like his run up either, though. It was just like, hey, I'm at a dead sprint. There was no. You know, and I hate the start and stop, and maybe he was just trying to surprise him with just a quick kick, but
zero composure, Harry, zero composure. But I mean, I don't think I've ever even seen Paxton take a penalty kick. I don't even think I've seen him take a free kick. If we're being honest, I don't think I've ever seen him on a dead ball. So it could have been nerves, could have been just he completely botched the execution. I don't know. I don't even know if he had a game plan of where he wanted to put it, but he completely skied it. And like I said, even before that, I kind of knew it was almost, again, quote unquote scripted for Miami to go in and move on to the next round. They should smack Charlotte. I don't care what anybody says. They should smack Charlotte FC.
So what do you, how like as a Messi fan, right? As an Inter Miami fan, right?
I got that question a lot that day. Like, who am I going for? And I'm like, first off, y'all are too much, bro. Obviously, I'm going for FC Dallas. I can't sit here and like call myself an FC Dallas fan. I'm just cheering for Inter Miami. I troll, but at the end of the day, my ideal scenario would have been Messi scoring a hat trick and Dallas beating Miami 4-3. Like, if Boosie scores, if Alba scores, great. But I'm not cheering when Joseph Martinez scores. I'm not cheering when any other Inter Miami player scores. Like, I'm an FC Dallas fan. But
and I get it, bro.
Yeah,
I get it. You know, it's all like you said.
No. This is not even y'all, bro. This is like people were asking me the day of on Twitter, like what kid am I wearing that day? You know what I mean? So I'm like, yeah, I get it, bro. But it felt
Harry's called you out a few times.
Oh, I don't.
I will say this, and looking kind of at the macro level for MLS.
Yeah,
this game was awesome. Everybody was talking about it. It was an entertaining game. I think some people said it's the game of the year, for MLS, or actually for Leagues Cup, because this technically isn't MLS. But
wouldn't you say it tops any MLS regular season game so far too,
bro? Yeah. If this is close, I mean, probably better than the MLS final last year.
4-4 is already a wild scoreline, right? Just doesn't matter how the goals went in, and then you factor in all the stuff that happened with Messi and everything else. It's just crazy.
But right. where do you go with
these are great players, man?
Like LAFC, LA Galaxy, with I'm trying to blink on his name.
El Tráfico with like Zlatan's game and all
with
that.
Zlatan's banger and stuff like that. To me, this game had that feel. Now you had the added pressure of the Leagues Cup, where somebody's going to win, somebody's going to go home, somebody's going to be out.
That's what I'm saying is that you put it up there with like the LA and Philly, the game last year in the MLS Cup final.
Yeah, but I think you go
Yeah.
a step further because, like, it's one thing to do it against Zlatan. No disrespect to Zlatan Ibrahimovic, he's great,
Correct.
right? And he probably had arguably the single best debut we've ever seen in MLS history. But maybe, but yeah, probably better than Messi's debut, in my opinion. Messi's debut was good, right? But Zlatan got a brace, and he did it with like 48 hours of practice. Like that's
Lego
wild,
Lasso.
bro. Yeah,
That
that's
goal.
crazy. Like only Zlatan could really do that. But I still put it's like you got that game, but more of it. Like this game had everything, a Messi brace, and it's more impressive because you're doing it against the GOAT, right?
Mhm.
Like I think if LAFC had done it against Messi, Boosie, and Alba, then yeah, I think that's easily the best game of all time. But yeah, for the star power
can
this game
happen.
had as well, it's crazy. I've never seen
Can
anything like
happen.
this in this league.
Yeah.
So let me ask you this question here. Has Messi already exceeded expectations? To me, he has.
Yes,
100%, bro.
yes. I don't think anybody was expecting this.
I think Roto would say that he's overachieved already.
He's already the fourth highest goal scorer all time in the history of Inter Miami. I think it's wild to me that
that's crazy.
It's not,
Yeah.
but like still, right? Like
he's a quarter. He's a quarter there.
Yeah, but they're an expansion club. Who's the fourth highest goal scorer in Austin FC's history?
Probably like
probably not on the team anymore.
Urruti.
Hate to say
Yeah,
that.
Urruti,
like
right? Think about his time there, and thinking Urruti did that in like 5 games.
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm saying?
No,
like
yeah.
that's
No,
what
dude,
only Messi could do, and it's like,
right.
dude, it just the sheer how impressive that is alone is just it blows my mind. So I think he's definitely.
Imagine once MLS starts.
I know, bro, and that's another thing too. With that said, because he's exceeded expectations, now the bar has been raised. So I think now you have other shows, other pundits, other commentators or fans talking about how Miami is going to be on a playoff run this season. Is that realistic? Right? I don't know. I still think it's one thing to be a tournament team. It's another thing to like put it together consistently 3 points after 3 points. So we'll see if he's able to match that. And if he is, like if Inter Miami makes a playoff run this season, dude, his legacy is only bigger. His legacy is only more. And I don't think I'd ever thought I'd say that post Europe. But
let's not forget they're also in the Open Cup as well. So
I forgot about that. They didn't
the
get
odds of
knocked out,
Inter Miami getting silverware this year with Messi, I'd probably 75%. Because they're playing Cincinnati.
And how bad were they?
They got to win
before
2
he
matches.
Got there? How bad were they? Dude, we were all saying that there's no way even Messi could pick this dog shit team up. And now look at it. Like he's literally.
But to be fair, it's not just Messi.
I mean,
because they brought in Alba and Busquets.
Yeah.
So they brought in that veteran leadership. You're seeing who's the young kid that's scoring goals as well.
I forget his name, but the Justin Bieber lookalike. Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, Benjamin Kramashi, and I'm sorry if I mispronounced your name. He's scoring goals like crazy right now. So having those level of talent there has raised the level of the team. You got a new coach that's knows how to coach professionals. So to me, the sky's the limit for Inter Miami. And I wouldn't have said that 2 weeks ago. I wouldn't have said it.
Yeah.
To me, I thought offensively they would be good, but defensively they're a lot better than what they were. Now, can they do it over the season? I think they're going to make a run. When
you got Messi, I mean,
didn't they also sign a center back in the window? Didn't they also make a move? I could be wrong about that, but I'm pretty sure alongside Jordy, they also made a move.
Yeah, they brought in some other people here. Hold on, let me pull up transfer market.
Yeah, because so I think that they're like it's funny how the offensive power is kind of masking some of the defensive woes that we all know they had. They couldn't defend for their lives, and I still think that they have those problems. I mean, I don't magically think FC Dallas is like this, LAFC type of powerhouse offensively. But pumping in 4 goals against that defense, it says something about their defense. But they've gotten better. And I think that adding some transfer power to that will.
Well, they scored 5 goals actually. No.
Well,
it was still 4-4.
Yeah, it was still 4-4. Yeah. But we haven't. I don't think I can even think of another game this season where Dallas has scored 4. So their defensive woes are still there a little bit. But man, I just I'm still super impressed with how good this Miami team is with just those 3 players. And
Dallas, though, man, Dallas had the chance to actually put this game away.
yeah, it was
They really
3-1.
did.
It was 3-1.
And Federo had that one to put it 4-1.
Bro, for Ferreira, to me, look, I'll say this right now. I don't think he's ever going to leave MLS. I don't think he'll ever go to Europe. I've been like positive on that front. I don't think he'll ever do it because I think that there will always be some slight discomfort, even here in Major League Soccer. And I don't know if he's going to trust maybe his skill or his ability or want to test that overseas in a harder league. But right now, if he doesn't find a way to like elevate himself, he's always going to be just this good. His ceiling will be exactly where he is right now.
Well,
he missed 2 wide open ones. Wide open.
That's a
ones.
fair take, man. Yeah, because
So,
a lot of people see that about him.
I do have one question for you, though, and this is more FC Dallas.
Mm-hmm.
I know they lost this game, but to me, the confidence that they should take from this game should help them. 10 games, 10, 11 games I think they have left in the season.
Mm-hmm.
Do you see this game or this League's Cup run helping them progress? Number one, they're getting healthy prior to, I think it was prior to the League's Cup. They had several injuries and were running on, fumes. But this break here, they got 2 weeks off, I think, before the season picks back up. So they're even going to be a little bit more healthier, hopefully.
Yeah.
Your thoughts on FC Dallas and what this League's Cup run meant for them and how that can help them in the MLS playoffs? Because I think all of us would agree Dallas is out of all 3 of the teams, probably the best team to make the playoffs.
I think, I think they're best positioned. I think, like you mentioned before, Harry, the confidence we get from players being back from injury is one thing, but I think the confidence also comes from individual players stepping up in a way that we haven't seen. And maybe it was the Leagues Cup atmosphere. Maybe they needed that, right? I don't know if we would have seen this much from players like Bernie Kamungo, Leggett, Tafari. I would say that spine in the middle. And of course, Velasco. We already knew what his potential was and what his ceiling was. He just hadn't shown it all year. And now I think this game, doing it against probably his idol and the greatest of all time, I would just assume him being Argentine, that he has the utmost respect for Messi, and that's probably his GOAT. But I think that, just doing the combination of all of those things will work really well now going in the second half of the season. And don't forget, right, we have that, pretty soon after coming back, we have that derby match against Austin, which I think being here in Dallas, it will be just interesting to see how that all pans out. On the back of a big win against Austin, I could see Dallas going on a run, right? So it's possible. I feel like getting players back at the right time super key. But also, I really want to see what Kamungo does. I really wasn't that high on him. I didn't rate him highly at the start of the season, especially when we didn't have Ferreira during the Gold Cup. I wasn't that high on him. And these last 3 or 4 games, man, he's just found a way. And his energy never stops. He is the Energizer Bunny out there. He consistently pressures. I think Harry and I have been saying on the show quite a bit, Austin's a forward like that. Someone that just runs and runs and runs and runs. And he is that guy for us right now. Ferreira just needs to be the finisher. He is the engine. And it seems to be working well. Better than the guy we all thought was going to be Ferreira's pair and Jesus Jimenez, who is still not back from injury.
Your final thoughts on the great Dallas-Miami match there, RB, as a Austin fan. I won't lie, I saw several Austin fans, I won't say cheering, but they were praising the game. I'll just leave it at that.
No, it was a good match, man. I watched that match. It was fun to watch. As Texas Ring of Fire, I kind of low-key was like, hey, if Dallas wins, it's cool. It doesn't bother me. I'm not a Miami fan, but I am starting to become a Messi fan. As a Barcelona player, you would never have caught me. I've gotten into so many arguments with people about the Messi Ronaldo thing. I'm sure you have, right, Jose?
Yeah,
it can get.
I mainly argue that it's stupid to compare them, but I like people who want to have that argument all the time are just too much.
Yeah, so
but I think the argument's over though, because even my son was the biggest Ronaldo fan. He's on Messi now, and he doesn't like that Ronaldo went to
to Saudi.
To Saudi for I don't even know for what reason.
I mean, that has a lot to do with it too. Especially what he did at Man U right before the World Cup.
He soured on Man U too.
Yeah, I guess kind of shady. So just little things here and there. But Messi, we'll get into it. We're going to do a preview of the quarterfinals and who we think is going to win. But that's all I got for FC Dallas. They did make a good.
Speaking of Ronaldo, though, in the Saudi league, Fox picked it up. So it'll be interesting to see what kind of coverage that they provide that league.
Probably not going to be great.
I'll probably still watch at least a little bit, boys. I'll be honest, man. I
gotta watch my boy.
There's a lot of talent over there now. Of course, you're gonna.
Yeah, I gotta check it out at least a little bit. I gotta see some games. I gotta see.
But it's not gonna be. But I'm saying Fox is not gonna put the work in. Like if they didn't do it with MLS,
I don't know. I disagree with you.
Come on now. How you disagree with me?
I'll just be curious to see how much they put into it, right? And for how long. That's my thing.
They might use Ronaldo's face for everything.
That Saudi money means a lot.
Yeah, true.
I hate to say it. It's a fact. It
does. But again, right? We've seen Fox even bought certain things like the World Cup, right? So like, there's I get what RB's saying, but I just want to see how much leg work they put into all of it. Either way though. I mean, a new league. It's like for me as a fan, an opportunity to figure out who my team in this league is going to be. It's not just going to flock to the biggest stars. I mean, I actually want to see how they play and see who I start to like.
For real, facts. So getting into Houston Dynamo, man, they had Charlotte at home.
The most Dynamo shit ever, by the way. I'm just gonna say.
Yeah. So what's the deal with that? They were at home, but Charlotte was the home team.
It's like based because Charlotte right now
because they're neutral sites.
Oh, that's right. They couldn't because they
had to play in Dallas last week because the Panthers had some sort of an event at the stadium, and apparently they couldn't move things around, right? So it was like for that reason. I think there's going to be more of that, and that's why they're having to play in other stadiums. But according to the schedule, they're still the home team.
Yeah, so they were the home team inside Shell Energy Stadium.
which might have been the case. I mean, who knows, right? I don't know if Dynamo fans showed up in droves for that.
They didn't show up, dude.
Yeah,
I'm not even gonna get into that. So Dynamo, they, like I said, man, to me, in my opinion, they had a pretty good game, pretty decent game. I liked what I was watching from them. They were,
but it was pretty
creative.
Comparable to like any positive match they've had in MLS so far. They didn't do anything like. But
Okay,
again, it's against another MLS
say.
team, so and another mid team at that. So I hear what you're saying.
But Coco Carrasquilla, man, the guy's really started to come out of his shell, dude. Yeah, like
he's good.
Yeah, he is good. He's really good. He's creative. He makes good passes, man. The guy is just he's out there. Who knows if Houston's gonna be able to hold on to the guy? Would be good for them to hold on to him though.
They won't. He'll move on. Bro,
yeah,
Ache balled, by the way.
Ache too. Yeah, they got a good midfield. Great midfield.
Bro, but his service alone, like that he was putting out, I'll credit where credit's due. I mean, he was whipping them in. He definitely had great service on that day. They just couldn't put anything away.
Yep.
Is what it is.
So Corey Baird with a beautiful volley in the 10th minute. He goes up 1-0 and then goes halftime still 1-0. Like I said, creating chances. Coco Carrasquilla cooking up. Ache cooking up. But nothing. Nobody's able to finish.
But Houston started strong and then they set back. And like if you look at the flow here, you can see after they got the lead that they let Charlotte control the game. And that's to me the issue with Houston. They're probably a year away. They need another transfer window to bring in a little bit more depth, a little bit more quality. Where they can get a lead, but then they're gonna, it's gonna be set back and try to defend it, along those lines. Now, how they lost the game to me is inexcusable. It's, they lost it because of Houston, not because of Charlotte. Anything Charlotte did, they lost it because of what Houston did.
Yeah, but their luck was going to run out at some point, right? Like up to this point in Leagues Cup, They had 3 straight shootout wins. Like name another team that can do that, right? Force a penalty shootout 3 matches in a row, win it every single time, and find yourself in a position where you might be able to go on to the next
Aren't
round.
they
and play
known
Messi.
to do that though?
But if you play
if
you play bunker for the playoffs, that's how you can survive in advance. If you play very defensively along those lines.
It's easier in this tournament, though, right? We can all agree that there's no extra time. So, like,
Correct.
all you have to do is get to penalties. Like, that's it. Just get there, and we'll see what happens.
But barring the gaffes, I didn't think Charlotte was coming back to win.
No, I agree. I agree with you. The first goal is like, it is what it is, right? But Tat, I don't know what. As someone who played defender a lot, I'd have no idea where the blind pass came from, what he was thinking. The keeper also playing off his line a little bit with,
Steve
just
Clark.
too freely. And in all honesty, that's how the first goal went in. Is if you guys noticed,
Steve Clark
did not have to be out.
Correct.
Yep. So
to me, both of the goals were self-inflicted.
Yeah, play a high ball. Steve Clark comes out off his line, out of the box, and
the center back's like 5 feet in front of him. You just didn't have to come off the line. You just wait, see what happens, and then you can slowly creep up. But like, dude, you just too eager.
To me, it's a missed opportunity for Houston. We're not going to get into the crowd because I don't want to dog Houston and the fans for Houston for not showing up. But to me, like I said here, I thought Houston and Charlotte, it was the exact opposite game than Miami and FC Dallas. Miami and FC Dallas, I think that was Sunday night. It had everybody talking. This game here, it was, they were playing.
I mean, they were talking. They were definitely talking a little bit afterward for the wrong reasons.
People talked about
this. That's the only reason why we're talking. Though we're not talking about any of the positive play on the pitch, just because it wasn't a beautiful game. Well, I think
it ended up becoming a meme for MLS. Actually, I would say as much as like MLS was hyped up by the Dallas and the Miami game, and like was really touted as like oh my God, look at this league, look at this growing thing. The next day, you have this happening. Like this could only happen in Major League Soccer, right?
So, and only in Houston. Well, I guess I shouldn't say only in Houston, but it's typical Dynamo fashion. And I think you saw some of that
against Houston were just something else.
It was just
2 minutes. Yeah. 2 minutes.
It was like 1 minute. It was like 1 minute, really.
Right. But
I mean, but anyway,
man, I'm looking for a way out. Like, you know what, man?
For those of you who don't know, Houston, they were up still 1-0, 80th minute. Like I said, they play a high ball. Steve Clark comes out. He has a defender, center back, right in front of him. He runs right behind his center back, and the attacker Abiamang, he takes a beautiful touch out, to the center of the field, and just clips it back in with his left, and nice goal. It's a technical finish. Puts them up 1-1 or ties them up 1-1. Puts them back in the game. Puts Charlotte back in the game. Camera guy doesn't even have time to get back on to what's going on. The very next play, it's a drop back to the center back, and the center back is getting pressured. Plays back to Steve Clark, and Steve Clark is far up off his line, not paying attention.
I didn't even think he had to go back there. He could have went to the other center back to the other side. He had other outlets.
He had other options. Yeah, but played back and scores an own goal.
Because the pressure wasn't even that high, right? He had one person kind of working his way towards him, and the center back just hit it back to his keeper. Yeah, so he hit it with his purse first and foremost, and then he did it without even looking back to make sure his keeper was in position to receive the ball. I'm just like, dude, you did everything wrong situationally. Like you did everything that could go wrong went wrong for that defender. Like he just had no idea where he was playing it, where the keeper was. It was difficult to watch, especially a day after the Messi magic show that we all saw.
Yeah, it's unfortunate for Houston, but Houston fans out there in Houston, they're upset about this one. They're taking it
rightfully so.
A little personal.
You would be upset too.
I would be upset. Oh, of course.
Austin fans would be in shambles.
Okay, so are we going to talk about Austin? Or are we gonna talk about Houston?
No, for the first week in a long time, Austin not on the agenda today. I like that.
Yeah, we're not talking Austin today. So.
I think any team that loses that way,
Anyone, yeah, it's gonna be mad.
And the reason why is, to me, the reason why is for Houston fans, this was something for them to be able to, get silverware.
Exactly.
And
they're not doing anything in playoffs.
Correct. So this was their one opportunity to try to help build, to build their, like, Dallas lost. Nobody's talking about how Dallas lost.
They still got Open Cup.
Who?
Houston.
They don't have anything anymore, in my opinion. I think they'll find a way to lose everything this season.
I'm just saying that they still have something to fight
They are
for.
still in it technically, yes.
Yeah, so I see what Harry means. It's like this a brand new tournament with no real pressure attached to it because there's not some lore behind this historic tournament like like Open Cup or anything else that's overseas. Dude, it is brand new and it's against a team you should be relatively familiar with in Major League Soccer, and you found a new.
And they had the game, dude. They as
once they had the game,
they played,
Charlotte was kind of knocking on the door. They were knocking on the door a little bit. It was like going in that direction.
1-0 has not had,
Well, for Houston, it's been the case a lot this year.
They had.
Did you feel that Charlotte was scoring? I didn't feel that Charlotte was breaking them down. I didn't.
Yeah,
just how they were playing, how the game was going.
Half at all.
That game should have ended 1-0, barring the mistakes from Houston.
I agree,
and that's how a game works.
Yeah,
but
that's what I'm saying. Like they had opportunities, and I saw them playing well throughout the match when I did watch. Of course, it was you got to put on some Netflix with the wife whenever you have a chance. So had it just playing on the side there. But what I did see, like I said, I saw Carrasquilla and Ache playing, man, and they were doing well. Even that Quiñones was even playing well. So Houston,
but they're not a complete team yet, though.
They're not, and they're still
trying to fix that's things. The thing with Houston is they're 1 year away. Like I think if they have another good transfer window, I think they'll be much better.
From the outside looking in Houston, I guess the way people look at Austin, right? I don't think it should be as bad as the way they made it seem. It's like we're out of Leagues Cup, but you still got Open Cup, and you played well. I mean, you got to where you got playing, making it to PKs. I don't know.
Jose's shaking his head, biting his
because look, if we're gonna just blow rainbows up their ass, then like cool, man. You by all means.
No, bro. Not even that. Not even blowing rainbows up there.
I just look, man. It's Houston. At the end of the day, they're not gonna do anything this season. It is what it is. I think they had a great start, a better start this season than in recent seasons.
I'm gonna give them a little bit more credit. That's just it. I'm not gonna sit here.
Well, we're gonna give them credit that they improved from last year. There's no question about that. The ownership, I think, is moving in the right direction.
So do they make playoffs?
On the pitch I guess and off the pitch.
We'll go there. Do they make playoffs for MLS?
Depends what happens with Austin. To be honest with you,
I'm gonna say what I would say about most teams in the West right now. They can,
but it is about Austin, though.
How is it
about Austin?
Because it depends how Austin rebounds losing Diego. Does Austin fall down?
Austin have to do with Houston making playoffs? I don't get
because it's a playoff spot right now. What Austin is? What, fifth?
Austin is fifth.
Houston, so you got LA. You got LA Galaxy that improved, right? I think we can all agree LA Galaxy improved at the deadline.
Which they did get Edwin Cedillo.
Yes,
from Dallas.
Yeah. Good for Edwin, bro. I think he'll actually get more minutes now. I mean, Quiñones not getting dethroned. I mean, he happens to be playing too well right now.
Yeah.
So I think he's a great young. He was going to be a free agent this summer anyway. I think he'll serve the Galaxy well. And he's teaming up with old teammate Michael Barrios. So they're LA's. It's tough, bro. They're 13th place. Like it's going to be really interesting to see whether or not these depth moves can save them. But I'm not mad about him. Being traded. I forgot how much we got off of him. It was it 600? I want to something along those lines.
I didn't even see. I never saw numbers.
I don't ever saw any numbers.
They weren't widely advertised, but I think they're somewhere. I'll have to go back and find it. It was a decent deal.
Colorado 14th place, LA Galaxy in 13th, Portland 12th, SKC 11th, Minnesota in 10th. All those teams are out of the playoff line, and 14th place is 19th.
The
And
thing
10th place is
is,
28.
in the
Well, Colorado's not doing anything.
yeah, but look at this in the West. 2 games separate 5th through 12th. 6 points separate 5th through 12th. It's so wide open. I will default to
10 points, yeah.
2. No, it will 2 games,
Oh,
6 points. 6
6
points. That's what I'm
points.
saying.
Okay, 6
So like
points, yeah.
between now and the end of the regular season. So in the West, it's so wide open that all I can
It is open. It's always like that. It's always like that in
I
the
wouldn't say
MLS.
always. It's not always. I would say
I
there's
mean,
probably
yes,
levels.
that's why decision day. Well, come on, that's why decision day is so like big. Is because there's actually
probably for the
teams that are
playoff. Yeah, for like the last couple playoff spots, but not for
Yes.
like more than half of the conference. Like this is a pretty wide open race for
I
like the
feel like
second
since-
half of the playoff spots.
I feel since I've been in this thing the past 2.5 years.
Well, I mean, maybe from your I don't know, from your perspective, I guess maybe because like
It's been like this
that's
to
a
me.
good cushion last season that
Mhm.
maybe I don't know. It didn't feel that
Not
wide
for
open to
me. Not for,
in general.
but
I
just in the West.
5th through 12th like this.
I feel like the East is a lot more like
Tight.
you got good teams and you got the teams that are down here versus in the
Yes.
West where it's just wide open.
Minus Inter Miami, yes.
So let me ask you this:
Question mark.
San Jose, they're 6th. Do you think that they maintain playoffs?
Yes.
I think they're going to drop a couple spots. I think. I don't know. Have you guys?
I think
seen
they
them
make
play
playoffs in
League Cup?
in the 6th spot.
Have you seen them play Leagues Cup? They went 0-2.
Okay, that's Leagues Cup.
No, I know, but I'm just saying, like, it's to me that'd be like saying the game
Momentum.
with Dallas Miami doesn't matter because it's Leagues Cup. When obviously we know that Dallas can use that as a springboard for the rest of the season.
Yeah,
like San Jose did not look good. I don't think they scored a goal. They might have scored one.
But I'm saying you brush it off, like try to.
That might be the
What
Austin
about
mentality.
Vancouver?
I don't know. I think there's more.
They got it.
Vancouver, you think is a playoff team? What about Vancouver?
San Jose is a good team, though, bro.
They're in the same spot, in my opinion. I would put San Jose and Vancouver kind of like almost. They're mid. They're mid teams. They're both mid teams.
I think Dallas. I think Dallas pushes top 4. Dallas probably top 4, top 5.
I think top 5. I would say honestly, you could probably switch where Austin and Dallas are on the table right now, and the table finish like that, and probably be exactly. You could switch Dallas.
Minnesota
and
United.
Oh, that's tough because they do have Reynoso back now. He's scoring goals, but they're letting in goals like crazy too.
Sporting Kansas City, who I inadvertently picked second.
They're looking better though. They're looking better. Honestly, Harry, from there on out, like I don't really trust Rapids, Galaxy, or Timbers. I think Galaxy just have too much ground to make up. But from 11th up, it's pretty damn competitive.
So that brings us back to the question: does Houston make playoffs?
I think it depends how Austin does.
I think they finish right where they are right now.
Ninth.
Ninth.
And then you said you've got Austin. You've got Austin going to 8.
Austin and Houston fighting for it when it matters most.
That'd be nice. I mean, hey, I'll take it.
Or like you flip them, right? Like Houston is 8th and Austin is 9th. But either way, like I just see it happening that way.
I'm hoping we'll finish a little better than 8th. I'm hoping.
It's tough, bro. Injuries combined with who's left recently.
It is tough. It is tough. I mean, just being hopeful.
Hey, you guys got Matt Hedges, right? You guys should be fine.
Yeah, and he looked good. He looked really good, dude.
I got so many texts that day. We never really talked about it. We got so many texts that day. Like, how do you feel about an FC Dallas legend? I was like, can we define legend for a second? I think he's an icon. He's an icon.
Yeah,
but he won us nothing.
He was there for what, like 12 seasons,
300 plus appearances. Like I agree, he's an icon for Dallas. But if you could play somewhere forever and you never actually win anything meaningful, what legend is there to speak of? There's no legend. You know what I mean? You're an icon. You had a fantastic career at the club, but you're not a legend.
Yeah.
If they have a number that goes up, at Toyota Stadium, is he a number that goes up or no?
No. What's his number again? No, I'm kidding.
Well, no. The reason why I asked that is he's a good player. He's got a great history with it. But did he really do enough to get into the Ring of Fame or Hall of Fame for the club? That type of.
The only other defender I think that's played as many appearances probably as he has, like outside of the late Bobby Ryan, would be like Ryan Hollingshed. Ryan Hollingshead played for Dallas for like 8 years, right? And like most people don't even realize that. They just see him on LAFC now, and they're like, "Okay, cool, that it is what it is." But like he had so many appearances, but like I feel like if you don't actually accomplish anything meaningful, it's difficult for me to use the word legend because there's no legend to speak of.
Because you never won anything.
Yeah, got to win something.
I hear you.
Well, who knows? Maybe for Austin, maybe for the Verde, he will at 33 years old prove to be a good signing. I don't know.
Maybe he'll be a legend.
So since we talked playoffs, and we got to circle back.
Yeah.
DC United's in 9th place at 30 points. Inter Miami's at 18 points. Now, DC United
is the Dynamo of the Eastern Conference.
DC's played, 2 more games than Inter Miami. I think you guys play 34, so they got 12 matches left.
Yes.
Do you think that they can make up that gap, or is that gap just too much?
Now, see what I've seen in Leagues Cup. Imagine this, Harry. Imagine this Inter Miami team getting better.
36 points? I think so.
36 games. I think. Think about it. Like, imagine you see the chemistry they already have. Imagine them getting more gelled together. Like that's going to be insane. So I will say this: it's very difficult. If anybody could do it, it'd be Messi. But
12 games left, right? 12 games left. They'll get 36 points from those 12 games. Yeah, they'll be good.
I mean, if you would have anybody to do it, it'd be Messi. It'd be Messi. So
100%. They play Charlotte on the 11th, and then for there, they play Charlotte again on the 20th. They have Open Cup against Cincinnati. They play the Red Bulls. They have actually a stacked schedule. So the 23rd, 26th, 30th, another Wednesday match against Nashville. LAFC on Sunday, September 3rd. Sporting Kansas City, Atlanta, Toronto, Orlando, NYCFC, Chicago, Cincinnati.
The East top 6 is so much stronger than the West top 6. It's like not even debatable.
But Cincinnati, and then they travel to LAFC, and LAFC what 7-1 over Juarez, and then I think they beat Real
4-0 over Real Salt Lake. Yeah.
So
in a span of like they scored 3 of their goals.
That's what I'm saying. LA, Miami would, that's going to be fun. That's what we see.
I don't know if they can make up that difference, because then you got Nashville as well, who they got past Club America and
so
interesting situations.
Break it down real quick for us, Harry. Tell us all the results from yesterday if you can.
Hold on, let me get back to it.
We had Philly, New York Red Bulls, Querétaro. I know you can't say that one.
Yeah, I can't roll the R. So
Querétaro, they looked good actually, surprisingly, being as like
Nashville
in Mexico.
So LAFC beat Real Salt Lake. Monterrey beat Tigres. Is that an upset or no?
No, it's a massive rivalry though.
Yeah.
Minnesota got past
same city.
Toluca, I think it's Toluca.
Toluca, yeah. And that's the first time all tournament Toluca hasn't scored 4 goals in a game. They've scored 4 goals in every game leading up to that match against Minnesota.
Nashville got past Club America on some VAR. I thought the VAR questions was right. You can question the timing, but
it was right. When he's standing in the goal, his feet, neither of his feet are on the line. Neither of them.
Right.
So it's like, what are you going to do? I mean, you didn't get cheated. So, your keeper messed up.
Yeah.
So they advanced 6-5. And what's crazy is Nashville scored late to equalize it. Obviously, we talked about Charlotte, Houston, and then Philadelphia Red Bulls, and 1-1 with Philly advancing. So
PKs. Every game was won off a PK kick yesterday.
Yeah. LAFC and Monterrey. To me, it's hard to go against LAFC.
Game. It is hard, but Monterrey is a good team.
Nashville,
yeah, it's
Minnesota.
going to be a good atmosphere.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to be crazy.
That's the Rose Bowl, right?
Are they doing it in the Rose Bowl?
I think so. I don't know, but either way, like it's if that's the case, it's going to be in Pasadena, dude. It's going to be vibey. I mean, I don't know. I think Yeah, that's going to be one. If you could be anywhere in the area and get tickets to that game, you should. It's going to be a hell.
Yeah,
of a game
it
to
is
watch.
at the Rose Bowl.
Yeah,
Yeah, they shouldn't be no Messi prices.
There really shouldn't. Not for a game like this. It should just be. I mean, I would actually pay a little bit extra to get a good seat at that stadium because it's so iconic. But yeah, it's one to just go watch. If even if you're not into LAFC or Monterrey, if you're a soccer fan, that's
I say LA takes it though, just because they're.
I would bet on them too.
Yeah, just less of even travel and all that.
Bro, they're vibing right now. Bouanga's finding his MVP form again. It's kind of scary actually for the rest of the season.
Nashville, Minnesota. I think Nashville hosts, right?
Is Nashville a good team? I feel like I'm the only one who thinks they're good when I talked about them to other MLS fans.
They're good. They're a good team.
I feel like when I asked about Nashville America, I feel like people were telling me America has to beat Nashville because it's Nashville. And I was like, what does that mean? I think they're a good team and they have a reigning MVP on their roster.
They're a good team. Yeah, come on now.
Yeah,
so Nashville hosts. I think you'd probably favor Nashville, right? Just by how they play.
I would think Nashville takes that.
Yeah, I think so too. Well, I mean, unless their new signing Pookie is, at 33, it's just tough to be like the forward you once were. But he scored in his debut, so maybe I don't know.
Philadelphia and I chop it up quicker. Won't even try. Because they actually played here in San Antonio and I just
Querétaro.
The Q team.
QT, yes, QT.
The cutie.
The Union are looking good this tournament, man. I mean, you have to bank on Philly, I think, for this one. But bro, I mean, if you can get to a shootout, you just never know. You never know.
Facts.
Here's something that nobody's talking about yet. There's 8 teams left. 2 of them are only Liga MX, and I think you have to say both of them are underdogs.
Okay, Harry, it would be flipped 100% if the game.
No. I'm not disagreeing with you, but I still think the perception is that Liga MX, with the talent that they have, the quality that they have, most feel that they should be beating, especially down in Mexico. Most feel that they should be beating MLS teams.
Yes, I agree, but I think people who like especially fans, I think fans that I know that know ball realize that dude, it's like I don't want to drag Austin. I know I love doing it. I don't want to drag them too much.
I'm about to end the show if you.
But look, only an MLS team at home could lose to the last place team in Liga MX. But that's it. That's the golfing class, in my opinion.
Why did you say anything about Austin before you said that?
Bro, I'm sorry, man. It could only happen that way, bro. Only and then. Only an MLS team could botch a 1-0 lead twice, to Liga MX teams. It's just, I don't know. There's levels to it.
On the flip side, Houston though they beat Pachuca and Santos, who we both thought that. I know we asked, hey, who would advance out of the group, even though it was in Houston. I think most of us agreed. We thought Pachuca would get past, and we thought Santos would get through.
I thought Pachuca for sure. Santos was like a question mark, but yeah. I don't know. It's kind of crazy that they didn't go further. But didn't they also have certain obstacles they couldn't control, right? Waiting over, at airports,
the travel,
and the accommodations weren't that great.
The mind game.
Yeah, I don't know if it's mind game. I think I probably shouldn't give a shit.
To me, as somebody that's not a full MLS fan, along those lines, and I look at the standings for Liga MX, but I have no affiliation or any alliance to them.
Same.
To me, going into the League's Cup, it was, hey, how can MLS handle with going up head to head against Liga MX? And I think this shows that the gap is close. Yes, the games are here in the States, but on the flip side, Liga MX doesn't have the salary restrictions, the roster restrictions that MLS club has. So there's pluses and minuses on each side that you could argue is a fair point. To me, it is interesting that out of the clubs, because there's been some upsets. I don't think anybody had Nashville beating Club America.
No.
For that here, even I think most Nashville fans thought, hey, that we're probably an underdog at home. But to me, that's why I asked this question: is realistically, we're at a spot where you could have 4 MLS teams, and in the semifinals and finals and no Liga MX teams, which to me, I think if you would have said going in, nobody would have thought you were a serious person. So that's the point that I'm just trying to make.
Yeah, I think, and again, I'll go back to what I said before. I just think it's going to be, if you had it flipped and all these games were in Mexico instead, I think it would be turned over on its head, a full 180. I think that they got to find a way to have games in both countries moving forward.
It's not going to be able to happen
because
no, or two.
No, you're wrong on that. You can't tell me you couldn't have the group stage, the 3 matches. If you're seated in the top 8, you can't tell me if you're in one of the one of the big pots there that you can't get you can't have Club America host. Club America would draw. Now whether the financial aspect of it, to me, you're not making a lot of money off the ticket. It's the TV. The TV's the key on this.
Well, yeah, and look, for those games, right, where you're asking Canadian teams to come down, it wouldn't make sense to go all the way to Mexico unless you absolutely had to logistically. But
I'm saying if that was the group stage, or if that's where you linked up, if that's where you matched up with, say it's a.
Well, look, man, there's only like a handful of Canadian teams, right? You kind of make sure that they're
or New York all the way.
Well, they seeded them. They seeded them geographically. So you're not talking about Canadian teams going down to Mexico. It would have been, because you look at the group, you look at all of our groups outside of Houston, they're really the only one that was the oddball that got put in the southeast with, what was it, Orlando. Who was the other team? Santos. Santos was the other one there. To me, that was kind of the oddball one. But to me, they grouped the teams geographically. So I don't think for the group stage that would be a big concern. But in how they did it, it was a week that you had the group stage for there. So you can't tell me, even if it was Vancouver flying down to Monterrey as an example, they couldn't spend a week down. It's not like you're flying back and forth. It's one flight down, one flight back, wherever.
And throw logistics out of the window for a second. I think no matter what, like the upside for that format is massive because at the end of the day, I
would love to see it.
American fans want MLS to be taken more seriously. We just do. MLS fans, right? We want this league to be taken more seriously. And there's a reason that Mexican teams just they're considered for them to be classier, right? More experienced, true veterans of the game. There's a reason Mexico national team has as many gold cups as they do. Like they are not scared to compete on any ground for the most part. And MLS players need to have that mentality. Teams need to have that mentality. And so it's only gonna grow the league outside of the confines of this country. That's one. But then two, the talent that develops here will just be taken way more seriously because they'll have meaningful experience outside of the comfort of their home pitch. You know what I mean? I think this league just really needs that.
And to me, the exposure that you get playing in Mexico,
hell yeah.
If you're an MLS player, having the opportunity, and we've had a few of them that go down and play, and you could argue mixed results. But to me, I think just for this tournament to work, if MLS really wants this to succeed, and if Apple really wants this to succeed, you've got to have teams hosting in Canada if they're a top seed, teams in the United States, obviously, and teams there. Now, the knockout stage, if you want to say, hey, it's got to be here in the United States, you can, that I think we could kind of argue where it kind of goes a little bit quick. But for the group stage, to me, I think it's wrong, or unexcusable that Mexico teams don't get a host if they are one of the top seeds.
Agreed.
Yeah, and I would love to see that happen. I would love to see us go play in La Azteca. Like, can you imagine?
Dude,
that'd be cool. That'd be good for our league, for our club, everything.
I know we're not talking about Austin, but knockout tournaments, Austin doesn't do well. So save your money, man.
Facts. You guys aren't built for cups yet. You gotta let the training wheel stay on a little bit longer. You know what I mean? Like really get accustomed to playing in one league. And then, bro, you guys proved it. The first time the excuse was that, Wolf doesn't take these competitions seriously. When he does take them seriously, you guys don't know how to execute. I think it is just to slowly get your feet under you, right? And then at some point the training wheels come off, right? You get out of your high chair, your booster seat, and now you can start actually playing with the big boys, bro. But for now, I mean, I think you guys have proved it. To me, this isn't. It's still not as bad as Violeta. Violeta to me is the worst of the worst. But going out to Mazatlan, bro, is still pretty damn bad. Like how many points did they have last season? Like there were maybe one or two teams that beat them. Y'all could have been another one. It could have been the third.
Appreciate the Austin segment. That's all we got for Austin there, guys. We weren't going to talk about Austin, but Jose couldn't hold it. He couldn't hold the.
Is there any news? Is there any news out of Austin?
No.
Rodo
had right. Wasn't there a press
conference? But we've already gone an hour. I don't even want to get into any of
It's all hype anyway. It's all hype.
Yeah, it's all hype. I do want to get into some goals.tv though. Like I always talk about the Netflix of soccer. My boy Jose, he's over there grinding.
Yes, sir.
I can tell he's stressed. He needs a day out with the boys. He needs a day out with the boys. But go check him out. Goals.tv. A lot of content coming through that. You got college soccer, you got European soccer, you got everything that's happening right now. You're in that time of year where soccer is just like blooming, just everywhere, just anywhere.
It's almost look. Too much content, bro. Like I can't keep up with it anymore.
It's crazy. And I see that you picked up Otra por favor.
Yeah,
I saw you. You got the Verde Pente out there. You got Vanilla Mexican. So
Verde fans should be happy, bro. Verde fans should be
man,
the biggest
and
goal
we're
TV
Austin
fans that
top
exist.
flight.
Yeah,
those guys are on there. So I mean,
they have the biggest MLS footprint on our platform. Rightfully so, though, man. The fan base is super passionate. Yeah, man. Look, we got right now specifically Women's World Cup content's flying through the roofs, getting a ton of engagement, which is awesome. Past that, though, we just launched Wake Up MLS, which is our first exclusive, right? Like our first, in-house show, working with other content creators who know that history of this league and like are ready to kind of debate and banter on that. And then past that, man, we have other stuff coming. So there's a lot of cool stuff in the works. I'm super excited about it. But bro, you could tell I'm a little bit tired. This July and August for soccer, whether it was leagues, and to top it off, like I couldn't even get to my Dallas stream. Like for the
I don't want to
Messi
hear
game,
no excuses, man. Don't
bro,
give me no excuses.
For the Messi game, I was gonna stream, and then my parents came over, and it was like, well, so I gotta have family time every now and then too. So, but we all watched.
You should have brought him on the stream,
bro. It was needed, bro. I think a good little break for that 2 hours was needed. But man, it's been a lot of fun. We got a lot of exciting things coming. A little teaser to come. Goals TV is gonna be we're gonna start receiving some resources and some funding here pretty soon. So just a lot of really cool things that we're excited about, but it does have me sleeping a little bit less these days. So bear with me, guys.
Oh yeah, and it's growing, man. I can tell. I can see it. If y'all guys want a free lifetime code, I know y'all like free stuff. So lifetime code FIRE. You already know, text string of FIRE, put in FIRE. They got the app on Apple, got the app on Android.
I don't think they have it on Android yet.
Not yet. It'll be very, very soon.
Yeah, that's what I meant. The Google Play.
Yeah,
right?
Android.
Android, they're being more difficult than iOS, but it's okay. I think at the end of the day, like if you're a green text message person, you gotta wait a little bit longer, and that's okay.
Yeah,
I'm a green text message person. No,
you're used to being the
what?
uncool person in the group.
You're a what, Harry?
I'm an Android. Green. Yep.
Harry ruins group text for people.
Oh, dude, our group chat is chopped up all the time.
It goes.
He's like, I don't know what you sent. Damn. I don't know what you sent, but I'm gonna look it up. It's a square. So go check them out. Tell them that Text Ring of Fire sent you. It's Bro Migo. That's his YouTube channel. Definitely got to check him out with the FC Dallas streams. For those of you that don't know about that, it's always fun to go mess with him. He's pretty serious on there whenever you start commenting on there.
I just want to fucking win, bro. I want to win. That's all I want to do. All right. I just want to win games. That's it. And I'm there like any normal fan who wants to see his team win. And sometimes that's a little negative. But it's okay.
Harry, can you pull up the flyer from Soccer Stars for me? If you still got it.
Yeah,
please, kind sir. But that was it's a free soccer class demo, August 26th for all the listeners out here in Central Texas, Austin, anywhere. Even if you're going to be here on vacation, it's Soccer Stars. It's a free soccer class demo. It's a 30-minute class by age group. It's from ages 3 to 10. It's going to be Saturday, August 26th from 9:30 a.m. to 11:30 a.m. on on Harper Park, Field 4. There's an address. I do have the all the information on the YouTube. If you're on YouTube, I do have all the information down there. So go check it out if you want to go sign up your kiddos. It's free. There's a QR code on here too. I'm pretty sure you can scan it real quick if you wanted to try and grab it real quick. But go check it out. I signed my son Russell up. I'm gonna go take him. That way he can hopefully be the next soccer star that gets bought by Real Madrid. You already know, right?
So I do have a question here for you.
If they have that kind of connection.
Sac Republic just signed a 13-year-old player.
Oh, another Freddie dude.
Too young?
Too young, bro.
Too young.
How do you know he's great? How do you know he's?
Well, it's not even just that. There are signs a player.
There are, right?
Yeah.
But even then, like, why do you do that to a kid? Like, it's just so much like maturing. I don't know, bro.
That's my only argument.
That's a whole other discussion.
It's I think it's more about like not even to wanting your kid to be a kid. It's more like I want his love of the game to scale up naturally over time. I think if I think a program of any kind, a professional program of any kind, like forces you into that sport on a level that you just weren't ready for and could easily force you to just not like it. Like, you know what, I'm done. This was way more than I was asking for. I want, if it was like, that was my son, right? I would just want him to enjoy whatever he's doing. I think at 13, that's the most important thing. Be competitive, bro, but you don't have to go pro at that age. That's
yeah.
And what does that even mean? Like at 13, what are they doing professionally?
He signed a professional.
He's out there training with the grown men at 13.
Yes.
Yeah.
I find it hard to believe because I mean the gap from 18 to a grown man is bad.
He does look like a mature kid, and I hate
should we question the birth certificate? Should we question it?
I'm not going that far, but he looks mature. He was previously in the Red Bulls camp or academy system here. It looks like by photos. To me, unfair pressure. I think the reason why they do that is that way so he's not tied into MLS, because we saw that with a kid up in Kansas City that couldn't get out, and that was just doing a tryout for that here along those lines here. So I think the reason why they do it now, what I question on there is why they couldn't do an academy contract, and that way he still has his college eligibility, because he's got 4 or 5 years. I doubt he travels on the road. He'll probably get spot minutes. If Sacramento's up on a game and bring him in at home, just to try to bring him along that way. But I don't understand it. He's obviously got talent.
About CJ Fodre, right? The guy I had on the show, the player,
the draft pick.
Yeah, he played for San Diego, Loyal, right, with Landon Donovan as his coach, and he wanted the contract. He was good enough for the contract.
That's what I think. Well, of course, you give the kid the option. At the end of the day, it's ego, right? It's like
he didn't. Landon Donovan told him that it would be better for him to go to college. So CJ went to college, and he only went for about 4 months, one semester, and got picked up in the draft by Austin FC. Now he has an MLS contract versus,
and he's tied
and that's another
thing. Able to go overseas, and whenever
you sign the contract at 13 years old, your college is out. You can't play college anymore, right?
Correct.
Because you got the pro contract.
100%.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So,
at that young of an age, that's what I'm saying. At that young of an age, to me, it's not even just player ego; it is parents' ego. Like, I'm sure that's a bragging point for his parents, right? And that's fantastic. You got a kid who's playing professional at 13, but where is that going? Like, how are you going to make sure that that's the path that they're on? That they're not going to wake up at 15, change their mind, and you might have, fucked whatever future he had playing college soccer or anything along those lines. I just don't think it was well thought out. I think the excitement and the hype around having a child that young playing professional led that whole decision.
And to me, like I said, I think the proper path, if you were going to sign him, would have been the academy contract. So that way he still has his future opened up by locking him in. Like we locked in Leo Torres at 15. And, he was at the time on U.S. men's national team, youth teams and stuff like that. He did okay with us. He went to Real Monarchs, did okay. He's doing all right with Austin FC. I think he scored his first goal a couple of matches ago with Austin FC. But to me, and it's one that every player has to make that decision for what's best for him and his family. But at 13, I question it at 15, but at 13, that's 3 years younger than AJ at this point.
How often does a 13-year-old go to their parents for decisions like this, right? For, advice or just maybe to ask certain questions. And I don't know. I think, the parents are steering a little bit more in that situation than a normal 16, 17-year-old, right? Where they're excited by the bright lights and the idea of achieving their dream. And sure, at that stage, you're like, okay, cool. Like, if you really want to do it, let's do it as a parent. But I just feel like at 13, parents have so much of a say, and now we kind of see maybe what the priority in that family was. So they should have watched that Freddie Adu documentary. In all honesty, they should have watched that. To
me, it's an interesting. It's cool that he got signed, just from a player aspect for it here. For the young man. I kind of question a little bit for Sac Republic because you're taking a roster spot for for there now. The roster spot's probably not that big of an issue, but to me, it just too young. Just it's
a cool storyline, and maybe it put asses in seats for a little bit. I mean, who knows, right? Like,
no. Sacramento's number one in the West, so it's.
But to see a 13-year-old, you know what I mean? Like, oh, okay, cool. I just remember the hype around Freddie Adu when he came into the MLS, and he was the record, Major League Soccer youngest player, right? 14 years old or whatever he was. I just felt even back then, I'm like, dude, a freshman in high school, like I don't know, just you're still figuring out so much about yourself. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I was never that. I was never that type of athlete, so I didn't have to worry about it. So
I just thought, man, like you're still discovering so much about yourself as a kid. There's no way for a fact that you're ready to go play pro. I just think it's even as gifted as you may be. I think there's still so much life you have to figure out.
Yeah, it's.
So my take on it, my opinion.
Yeah. So we're at an hour and 15, RB. You want to get us out of here? So, because it is a work day. I'm going to be going to New Mexico this weekend. So.
Oh, nice.
USL match. San Antonio.
Yeah, I'm going to see you. Yeah, I think me and 6, including AJ, 6 or 7 guys are going over. Boys trip. We rented a minivan and an Airbnb over in New Mexico. So we're gonna leave Friday morning, come back Sunday. I already told AJ what happens. What happens. It's it stays in the van.
I wonder how you get invited to something like that.
That sounds kind of.
I mean, I don't have nothing going on this weekend. No Leagues Cup for me.
You haven't had anything going on for a little while now, to be honest.
Hey, bro. Mind your business. Wow. All right, man. We appreciate y'all listening. Episode 52 of Texas Ring of Fire. If you haven't followed us on Instagram, Twitter, go do that. Also, Spotify, Apple Podcasts. You can listen to us. We do go live on YouTube every Wednesday, 9:30 p.m. Trying to keep consistent on that time. That way you don't miss us. You know where to find us. You can always come on, comment, banter. Jose loves it. Harry loves it. I love it.
We need a Houston guy, man. We need a
Houston guy. Anybody from not anybody from Houston. Somebody who actually wants to put in some work for Texas Ring of Fire also. And we're out here trying to really grow this thing. So I'm your host, man, RB22. Like I said, I really do appreciate everyone listening out there. And if you haven't subscribed yet, hit that subscribe button. Goals.tv. Soccer Stars, all that. Check it out, man. We appreciate y'all. See y'all next week.